Starting in quarantine without an end in sight, we're bringing to you advice and good conversation from one teenager to another. This is Sonika and Chelsea, the co-hosts of Armbridge Podcast. Last episode, we talked about our favorite, or some songs that you guys suggested us, and we ranked them all on a tier list. And since we got so many submissions, I combined the two. Since we got so many submissions, we decided to make a part 2 to this. So this week, we are recording only the day after, so it is August 15th. But we are talking about the same thing. We are reviewing the rest of the songs, and it's going to be a fun time, because these are sad.
Yeah, these are the heavy hitters.
These are the heavy hitters, yep.
But these are pretty heavy. I'm in my chillaxed position. As you can see, my knee is visible on the screen. So, okay, let's get into it. So
let's get started.
All right.
Where did we drop off yesterday? We stopped at Getting Over You by Love. So that one's done.
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah. Next in line is Skinny Love by Birdie.
Alright. So, okay, this song was the go-to sad middle school song.
Really?
Like, not in a bad way. I just feel like it was really popular around the time we were in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know what it means.
I don't either. Apparently, so I Googled it because I was listening to it and I was like, huh? One, it's actually a cover. The original artist is Bon Iver. And two, apparently it's like about a toxic relationship or like unhealthy relationship habits. And so,
I mean, if I'm thinking about the word like skinny literally, I would think it's malnourished. It's not being taken care of. Like,
oh, that's interesting.
I don't know if it's both sides of the story, but I guess each person isn't providing enough, or it's not the same as it used to be. Like, I would think maybe in terms of deflated, or like before it used to be full and healthy.
Right.
But now it's sort of not dying, but it's
like sunken.
Yeah, there's like a sliver left of what it used to be.
Interesting. I really liked her voice.
Yes.
It was so like it's like soft and soothing, and it's like yeah, very nice. So, what did you give it?
I put A/S in my notes.
Really?
Because I focus a lot on lyrics, so knowing that it was a cover, I was like, I mean, no, I still, like, of course credits still go to her. She was amazing in performing this song. But judging, like, considering the lyrics weren't written by her, I wasn't sure how to rate it based on that. But I thought it was still really good.
It was still a good song. I was debating between B and A. I don't know.
I guess we can meet in the middle ground and say
yeah, A.
All right,
solid
awesome. A for awesome. Oh God.
Yeah. We're back at it.
B for Birdie.
B for Birdie. Oh my God.
Wow. We're killing it.
S for sad.
We're just. If any of you have younger siblings, like really, like a lot younger, please watch this with them. Building some vocab skills.
We're good for all audiences. 3 years old, 100 years old, you name it.
Yep.
All right. So next in our sad list, or in our sad song extravaganza list, I don't know what words my brain's trying to come up with. Anyways, "Glitter in the Air" by Pink.
This was so.
I love the lyrics to this one. I know. I love the lyrics. Like, it's just. It's so poetic. Like, I was reading it and I was like, this is making me feel things.
Right? Like, I think it puts into very poetic words a very common sentiment. Just the simple concept of falling in love and what that's like, but comparing it to things that you've experienced makes it so much more personal, and I could feel that it was from her experience, which was really cool.
Weirdly, I don't know if nostalgic's the right word, but it made me feel like kind of dreamy. Like, I want to just drop everything and live. Like, that kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
That's the feeling the song gave me.
Honestly, like, her music in general, at least like her mainstream stuff, which is what I've heard, is very different from a lot of other musicians. It's very positive, affirming music.
Yes, for
And,
sure.
I really think I should start listening to her more because I actually really enjoyed this song.
I love her. Yes.
What did you give it at the end when you were done listening?
I gave it an A. I liked it.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Cool.
All right, our A tier is the biggest tier so far.
Really? Oh my god, look at us liking things. We love that.
Okay, who's next?
Next is Lover of Mine by 5 Seconds of Summer. I gotta give it to them, dude. They know how to make hits. Like, there isn't a single song I've heard by them that I wasn't like, this is catchy.
Mm-hmm. And I was reading about some comments, and apparently one of the band members, Luke, I guess, I don't know who they are, but wrote it with another person who I'm assuming from context was his girlfriend at the time. I don't know about now. So knowing that sentiment, that was really nice.
I'm still trying to recall it. It's been a day since I listened to it, so it's like simmering in my brain. I'm gonna cut this out. Yeah. This one was sad too, bro. I was listening to all of them. And I have written in my notes, are y'all okay?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like, who hurt you?
Oh, God.
Who hurt
But
you?
I added it to my playlist. I really, really liked this one. It was like, I need to listen to it again, but
Just like the
I remember
lingering
having a
thoughts.
very good impression of it. Yeah.
For this, I just gave it a B since I don't know.
I gave it a B
wasn't
too.
super differentiable from other stuff, but I think the sentiment was good. And unlike the other songs that I've heard from them, it's pretty different. So
Yeah, it was different from most of what I've heard of them too. I gave it a B too.
all right, cool.
But
cool.
remember, B is still pretty high up
Yeah.
in our brains.
Um,
For us, it's like SS is like supreme, S is like awesome, A is like great, B is still good, and then C is like we're too nice to put in an F or D, so it's just like...
yeah. Okay.
Next is Promises by, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I refuse to get it wrong, so...
Jean? It's not Jean.
I don't think so.
It's not that. That's how I say it in my head. I know,
But I know
that.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
And
right.
knowing that because my name was mispronounced at graduation, and I will eternally be spiteful for that.
Yeah, dude, what the heck? I remember I was watching Graduation, and I was like pointing out to my parents and my brothers, like, oh, these are people I know at school. And I was like, oh, this is my friend that I do a podcast with. And then they absolutely butchered your name for no
I know.
reason. I was like,
It's even funnier because my last name is harder than my first name. And they got my last name right,
what?
but not my first name. And you know what's even funnier? You know the little cue cards with their names that we were supposed to give them?
Yeah.
They had a pronunciation guide on it. Like, it was broken down and it said Sanika. And he said Shanika. And I was like, sir, it's there for you.
And like even without pronunciation, I feel like most people could get it right on the first try.
Yeah, like, it's pretty phonetically straightforward. It's not spelled funky.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Story.
Sorry my name intimidates people, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently it's pronounced Janae Aiko.
Oh, Janae. Okay, that makes sense.
Janae. Yeah. Okay.
Dude.
Hopefully that's right. Otherwise, I'm not going to forgive myself ever.
Yeah.
Promises by Janae Aiko. That one was like the saddest one out of all of them. I was like...
I don't even know what to say. I mean, okay.
I can't add any commentary.
It was just like Snow Allegra, I guess. Her voice was the main drive of the song, while the production was more like low key. And, oh my god, I had to read. I always read comments when I watch YouTube videos and stuff.
Right.
So they were saying like, oh, her brother passed away, and she has a young daughter. So these are things that, like, she wants to say to these people. Oh my
Yeah, yeah.
God.
That hit so, like, oh, it made me so sad. I also went to Genius. That's where I get most of my, like, lyric breakdowns and, like, find the meaning of lyrics type thing. Yeah, so as you said, this one was written, like, when her brother passed away, or a little bit afterwards, from what I'm understanding. And then it was also talking to her daughter, because since she's a touring artist, she doesn't get to spend as much time with her as she would like. And so it was, like, promise... basically it's just like promise you'll be all right, and she's also promising her daughter, like, amidst her brother's passing, that she'll be okay as well. So it's just kind of like an exchange of like, hang in there. And I was like, man. Yeah.
I also thought the song was sort of, in a way, affirming herself. Like, despite all the things that happen, she promises herself, okay, you're gonna get through it, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But it's a triple message song.
Triple message
song.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Yeah.
Honestly, I said S tier, but I'm really thinking of putting it in double S.
I like, for the songs that like really hit hard or like that had super sad lyrics, I just straight up did not rank them because I was like, I can't do that to myself. But SS, I would put it in SS right, cool. Because it made me cry.
We are on a roll rating songs.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Next on our extremely sad lyric songs. This entire episode is me just like Feeling Whitney by Post Malone.
This was neat. Not like good neat, but as in the image of him that I have in my head is
very like party, woo,
yeah.
Like, yeah. No, this one was also really different from most of what I listened to from him. So it was interesting. And also the lyrics were very sad again. So I didn't rate it.
I kind of thought at the same time that it was a very vulnerable moment. Sometimes it's hard to... Some musicians make sad songs, right? But they don't necessarily expose themselves as... Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, it's sad, but it's still reserved. Like, it's not really putting it all out there. Which, that's not a bad thing. Like, I know it's hard to put it all out there. But, yeah, no, I do get what you mean. And I was reading a lot of the comments, and I agreed with that. The emotion in his voice is so very apparent in this song. Like, it just... Yeah.
I don't know, unrelated on that note, his voice is very suited for singing. And I'm not saying, like, he shouldn't be classified as a rapper, but I did research for something, and I had to look at, like, a lot of hip-hop charts. And he was constantly ranked on hip-hop charts or rap charts, but I'm not really sure what genre he actually belongs to, considering we've listened to 2 of his songs. It's really weird. Like, I know we talked about this in our second episode, I believe, about
we
genre
did.
Stuff, but...
It's like, genres are disappearing now.
I mean, because there are people like him who are making all kinds of music and experimenting, so...
Exactly.
What did I rate it? Let's see. I have some notes. I think I rated it an A.
An A?
So, I guess I'm kind of gonna slip that in there, in the A tier.
Cool beans.
So,
yeah.
Now we're down to our last 5 songs.
Ooh, spicy. Oh, we're running through these real fast today. Look at us. We can slip in some, like, anecdotes and side stories and, like, spice it up a little bit as we go. But I know I'm going to have a lot to say about this one. Next in line is The Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift. Bro, the lyrics. I love the lyrics so much for this song. Holy cow. The first time I listened to it, like when Folklore just came out, like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, I don't know, man. But it like just came out, and I listened to this song, and the whole time I'm like, like, it's so clever. I love the premise of the song. I love how she's talking about like the history of her Rhode Island mansion and like how it came to her buying it. And I freaking love how she's like creating parallels between her and the previous owner of the house. And then she just like flips the script and starts talking about herself. Like, she's talking about the history of the house the whole way through up till like, I think the last chorus, bridge, somewhere around towards the end. I don't remember. But she's talking about the history, and then she goes, and then it was bought by me, and I was like,
yes, that was the moment.
And then she starts talking about herself in like parallel to the previous, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so clever. It's amazing. I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics.
Even like when I stopped having my Taylor Swift phase, I guess I was really into her first like 2 or 3 albums, but then she started shifting towards like pop, which I was not always a fan of, but she still maintained her artistic integrity with lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
It's so neat that she's going. I mean, she's always been Taylor Swift, but it's more so the music that she kind of made
back
before.
to her roots. Mm-hmm.
So I actually now want to explore the whole lore situation behind her album, because I know that a lot of the songs are based on historical events, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you pretty much took the words out of my mouth too. No,
Sorry.
it's cool.
Yeah, no, I had a moment. I was like, y'all.
No, it's fine. I also just felt that way. It was really good, and I think I'm gonna listen to the album.
It's so clever. Yes, dude, please do. It made me so sad,
Oh.
but like, it's a great album. Yeah. No, because it came out like, and it was. Remember that one week where it was just like raining for like
Yeah.
3 or 4 days?
I was like, yeah, either last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it came out during that like rainy time, so I'm listening to it and it's like super dark and rainy outside, and on top of that I'm just like moody.
Oh man.
So I'm listening to these songs just like but I loved it. I love this song so much. Holy cow. Okay, so what
Let's see.
tier did you put it on?
What the heck? I just like straight up put it in double S tier.
Yeah, me too. Bro, it's so clever. The lyrics are so clever. I love it. And they're so creative too. Like, she's talking about her house. I would never think that, like, I don't know, like, you could talk about anything in music, but that's not something people generally talk about, like their house. But it was executed so well. Oh my god, I love. And
I don't know if it's related.
I've had my
I feel like the song was also sort of an allegory to her rise to fame. I don't know.
Kind of, yeah. There's definitely like hints at it in the lyrics from what I've seen, or like from what I observed. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have any like specific
No,
examples or? But no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head either. But I definitely did notice. I can see what you're talking about. Cool. Yes. So SS tier. SS for Swift.
Wow.
Okay. Oh no, SS for Stan Swift.
Oh.
Yes.
That's really good.
There we go. Stream folklore, kids. All right. Next in line is "Hold On" by Chord Overstreet.
Again, I am in no way qualified to comment on the production of music and on, I guess, instruments. I can barely.
It's okay, me neither, but that's what we do on Armbridge.
I thought like the song at the beginning, when I was like first few seconds, I thought it sounded pretty generic, but as I kept listening, it was sort of the situation with that other song by Austin. Yeah, I forget his name.
Let's see, Landon Austin.
Or Lance?
Landon Austin.
Okay, sorry. Where the lyrics were not as complicated, but they were still very heartfelt and had a huge message. And I guess their situation is similar, where they're both making original music. And in that note, I wasn't sure where to rate it, because again, like, I could tell that they had a lot of integrity as artists, but no, wait, actually, when I was reading the comments, I'm remembering this now. It was a lot of people were talking about, you know, how that song helped them through grieving, and how, you know, some people they knew had lost their lives to suicide and depression, and that it was a very heartfelt song for them. So I thought that was still a pretty important detail when it came to me trying to understand the song. In the process of editing this video, I learned 2 things about Chord Overstreet. Chord Overstreet is a person's name. I thought it was the name of a band or something, but it's actually someone's name. So that's super cool. And Chord Overstreet was also on Glee. So do with that information what you will.
Right. For me, one thing I noted was that I really liked the drums. They sounded very thundery in terms of like production and instruments. I don't know. See, I have a thing with sad songs. And I don't know if we've noticed, I don't rank the sad songs very high, or like the mellower songs. I I don't know, this is kind of dark. Shoot, should I say? I mean, whatever. Okay. I used to listen to a lot of sad songs. Like, if you ask my friends and, like, family from earlier than, like, mid-high school, I would listen to so many sad songs. That was, like, 90% of my music taste. And then, I don't know, like, from sophomore year onwards, I started listening to a lot happier songs, and I started resonating more with, like, happy and upbeat type songs. And I was like, why is that the case? And surprisingly, my math tutor gave me this profound realization one day that he was saying, like, at the time I still was, like, super into sad songs, and he was too. And he was like, you know, I think the reason for this, Sonika, is that both of us are relatively happy people, and so sad songs, like, move us more, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, the reason you primarily, or the reason I resonated past tense, so deeply with, like, sad songs was because it, like, made me feel something, I guess. Because, like, upbeat songs were just, like, my state of mind. It's like, okay, whatever, this is how I feel. And then sad songs, I was like, oh, this actually, like, does something to me. So, not to be edgy or sad or anything, but I don't know, I don't like sad songs as much anymore. Because, as I said, I kind of went through a tough time in sophomore year and junior year. Maybe I will address that in depth later, but not today. And I don't know, I guess nowadays it's like, since I've seen the absolute worst I can be, upbeat songs kind of mean more to me, because I know that it takes effort to be happy, or, like, it takes effort to feel genuinely happy at times, and I know how that feeling is, so happier songs move me more now. So I kind of have, like, a personal bias against sad songs now. So I didn't rank it very high, but as you said, it does mean something to a lot of people, and I can see that. Like, if I were still in the place I was back then, I could see this song definitely helping me a lot. But now that I'm past it, it's just like, so.
I mean, I guess we could put it in the B tier with, Jesus. I feel so bad. I just forget this guy's name. I guess. Yes.
Landon. Our buddy Landon.
We'll put it there with no bad intentions. B for...
Yeah, B for balanced. Yeah. All right, next we've got 20 Min by Lil Uzi.
I mean, I don't know. The thing about songs that get famous on TikTok is that it's hard for me to recognize their artistic value.
Because it's just been so overused.
Like, sometimes in the way it's used, the song could actually mean something really important, but it's used for purposes to make...
It's, like, trivialized?
I don't know. I mean, like, people use it to make memes, people use it to... Like, for a specific trend, there's a specific song. Even though the trend might not match with the song. Trivialized, I guess, is the closest word. So...
But I get what you're saying, yeah.
And analyze this song because it's just been used a lot.
Really? I'm not on TikTok, so this is, like, the first time I actually heard it.
On my, like, Explore page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've dissociated myself from TikTok, and I think the algorithm knows. Yeah, I guess. It was a vibe. For me, like, for someone who hasn't been on TikTok and, like, doesn't know its use on TikTok, for me it was just, like, a vibey song. It was, like, fun, you know? I took a trip to Genius, and apparently it was talking about how he met his then girlfriend 20 minutes before going on stage for a show.
So nice.
So he's like, we've got 20 minutes before I go on. So that's cute. It's just fun.
Okay. We can probably put it in the balanced tier. You know?
The balanced tier, that's where I put it. I put it in the balanced tier. It is a vibe. And then finally, shall we go to the last song, or do we have more to add?
I think we have two more.
We have two more? Oh yeah, we do have two more. You're right.
The final two.
There is the No Sad... Oh Lord, where did I put it? No Sad, No Bad by... Who's the guy?
My brother,
okay.
Like... sometimes he, like, goes around the house and recites, like, one specific lyric from this song. So I'm sure that he suggested it as a joke. which I think he did. So, but in the
Love
spirit
that.
of content, we have
It was
to rate
fun.
it fairly.
It was another vibe song for me. I put it in B tier
I
again.
mean, like at first, I think I remember listening to it because it was on my YouTube recommended, and I was like, "Oh, this is so like, this is eh." But I listened to it again, and I was like, kind of like, bopping. Oh, it's kind of absurd. It's kind of good.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't have much to add about it. It was like the first one I listened to, so I was just kind of like,
yeah. Okay.
if you can't tell on the audio, I'm just like headbanging,
All right.
nodding.
Put it in.
All right, so what'd you rate it?
I didn't actually rate it because I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know.
It's like, how do I go about
my brother thinks
this?
about it all the time, so. But yeah, I agree with your rating.
Oh, we love. Cool. All right,
Yes.
B for balance. B for... Oh, we didn't say B for banger for any of these. Man. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, anyways.
Sure.
Finally, on our list of songs, we have Youth by Troye
I like
Sivan.
this one.
I love this song. Dude, this one, you talked about how a lot of these were like your middle school nostalgia songs. This one was it for me. I used to listen to this so much in 8th grade. Oh, bro, this was like when I was in my like Dan and Phil phase, and I had like Troye Sivan. I was that girl. So I was into like all of the like British YouTubers. Zoella. Oh my god, man. Yeah. So this one was a nice throwback for me. It's been a moment since I listened to it.
It's really good. There are a lot of questions. He asks
Yeah.
a lot of questions. I think it embodies the word very well.
It does. The feeling was
Yeah.
just very fresh and like, I don't know, gardeny, is that the right word? I was thinking like waterfall. Well, that's because that's in the lyrics, but yeah, I said ethereal for this one too. It's like the same like airy, fresh, now I'm being redundant vibes. But yeah, bro, it's so cool to see like Troye Sivan rise up to like where he is, because I've been watching him since he was like a YouTuber, like back in the like YouTube. Yeah, he was a YouTuber back in the day, and so I used to watch his YouTube videos so many times. And I remember Happy Little Pill. I wasn't like there since like the beginning, but like I was there from pretty early on, I would say. It was it called like Happy Pill or My Happy Little Pill? That one. I wasn't super like into. Clearly, I sound like a fake fan, but anyways, I was like kind of there. I was keeping an eye. I still remember when that one came out, and I was like, oh, this one's like a vibe. This one's a vibe. It was actually sad, but like 6th grade me didn't know that. And then like to see like Youth, and then like he just kept going up and up and up, and I was like, ah, oh my god. So it's cool. I love when I like see someone develop as an artist and like start from like small and like make it super big. It just makes me happy. I'm like, oh yes. So this one was a nice throwback for me. I gave it an A. All right,
everybody.
Yay.
So this is our finished tier list. Thankfully, we didn't put.
I have no clue what it looks like. She has the screen
But,
recording.
thankfully, we didn't put anything in the D tier.
Yeah, because
So
we're too nice for that.
In honor of that, I'm gonna just delete it.
Yay, we're
All
nice
right.
people.
There we go. That's our lovely tier list.
Yeah. Can you summarize it for the audio people, since like
Oh yeah, for sure.
non-YouTube people?
So
yeah, all right.
in
So
S tier we have Promises, Where Is the Love, and The Last Great American Dynasty. In I had to make a Baby Shark tier. I put it.
it's just his
I
own.
put it in between S, and S, and in that tier is just, of course, Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
S tier is Feels Like Summer and God's Menu by Stray Kids. Oh, Feels Like Summer by Childish Gambino. A tier we have Glitter in the Air by Pink, Skinny Love by Birdie. Oh my goodness, what was Love's song again? Okay, Getting Over
Getting
You. by
Over
Love.
You.
I Want You Around by Snell Allegra, Cleopatra by Weezer, Feeling Whitney by Post Malone, Youth by Troye Sivan, and then B tier we have Wanderlust, Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Lance Austin. What was the name of your song?
Once in a
Landon
Lifetime by
Austin,
Landon
okay.
Austin.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's all good. It's all good.
Someone to Stay.
We're like inadvertently
It's
roasting
not
him this
even-
whole time. We love you. Please don't take this
Um,
personally.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm so sorry.
You can- Your song was very cute. I was supposed to take a nap.
We're
We're
out of it today.
we're not
Okay.
we're not here.
Someone to Stay by Vancouver Sleep Clinic. 92 Explorer by Post Malone. Lover of Mine by 5 Seconds of Summer. Hold On by Cord Overstreet. No Sad, No Bad by Killy. And 20 Minutes by Lil Uzi Vert. And the C tier is Forever by Chris Brown and All We Know by the Chainsmokers. So that's the final ranking.
The final ranking.
Yes.
Woo.
So
All right. Yeah.
we don't have a song of the week this
Alright.
week since we have 22 songs
This episode was songs
on the
of
tier
the
list.
week.
So now we're going to go straight into Deep Questions with Friends.
Yay. Is this allocation? Is this allocation? I don't think this is allocation, is it? No, it's not. It's Conversation Starters World. Oh my god, it's changed.
It's so sad to see him go allocation.
I know. That was a very lovely website. Whoever made that list, you were a god. Thank you for asking life's important questions. Also, I just washed my hair and it's like so frizzy. Like I could just see the fuzz in the camera. On top of that, I tried to sleep with wet hair, which is like a recipe for disaster. So,
what life-altering things should every human ideally get to experience at least once in their lives?
oh my god, I haven't lived nearly long enough to answer that question. Oh god, I'm like not even a quarter of the way through. Shoot, I truly have no clue. I don't know, like, the way society has fed me, like, information and input, my brain is automatically going, marriage, children, but, like, I neither want to get married nor have children, so really those aren't life-altering or a need to experience, but that's just what society's conditioned me to think. So, truly, I have no clue. I guess just, I feel like, we all have, like, that one thing that we really, like, yearn for, you know? Even if it's not super, like, big or, like, some big, like, goal or, like, you know, something. It doesn't have to be super fancy. There's always something there, though. I feel like that joy you get when you finally experience it and, like, when your waiting is finally done and you, like, get it. I feel like that's something everyone. I would wish that upon everyone. Just that, like, moment of, yes, we made it. And again, it's not in terms of, like, success or, like, career goals or anything like that. It could be anything, but just that, like, momentary joy, like, in the moment type thing. I feel like that's an emotion someone should experience in their lifetime. Yeah. It was a very vague, uninformed answer, but,
yeah.
we'll see. Maybe this will change in, like, 10 years.
Yeah. I mean,
Watch in 10 years, I'm going to be like, kids, marriage. No.
And it's, like, so I mean, it's corny, but people say, you know, when you find that person, that's that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like,
it's not like you anticipate anything happening. It's just it happens after a certain amount of time.
Yep. What about you? What do you think?
That was, like, kind of my train of thought as well. Like, I don't think I've lived long enough. The only thing I looked forward to was college, but now that's
not
like,
happening. So
I mean, it's like happening, but also not happening. But I don't know. I don't think you can always be fully fulfilled in your life.
There's always going to be more.
Like one event isn't going to, like, be the end all for me, but I don't think I can say honestly. I don't want to, like, manifest something too early. And then, like, have a premature decision about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Is it better for a person to have a broad knowledge base or a deep knowledge base? So kind of like the jack of all trades, master of none. Which one is better?
it depends on your goal in life, right? I mean, I feel like sometimes not. Or it also has to do with ignorance too, right? I guess like whether or not you want, or ignorance is bliss. That's the phrase I was thinking about. I think some people are just naturally drawn to, I don't know, like current events, the news, learning, and sometimes people just avoid things because of things that happen. So I don't think there's really one way to answer, but I feel like having a broad knowledge base, as in like, I mean, just makes you a better citizen and a better, well-informed person. And I guess it also helps with the interactions you have with others, because just being fixated on one aspect of your life or yourself might not always be healthy. I guess.
No, I agree. Like, everyone is always, again, the phrase that came to mind for me was like the jack of all trades, master of none saying, right? Where it's like, if you spread yourself too thin, then like you're not really, really good at any one thing. But in terms of like being aware, it's definitely important to have that knowledge across like different subjects. If you're not like, even if you're not super invested in like every single thing around you, at least knowing a little bit of everything helps you apply your skills. So okay, let me talk from personal experience, because it'll probably like help me explain myself a little bit better than just talking vaguely. But I don't know, let's say like music is my main gig, right? I can't be a good like musician unless I have a good grasp on like writing and like production and like stuff like that. And then in terms of lyrics, where does inspiration come from? It comes from like the world. So if I know more about, I don't know, a certain social issue, then that can go into my lyrics. If I know a lot about plants, I could use them as like symbolisms in my lyrics. If I know a lot about so-and-so, I can apply it into the field that I want to like commit myself to. So I definitely think it's important. You shouldn't spread yourself too thin, but you should have a general awareness of like things other than your like quote unquote main gig. Just, you know, so you can relate with others and like apply it potentially to your main thing.
Yeah, it's true. Sort of related to that, I guess when I was applying for like my courses and stuff, there's just so much you want to learn and so much you want to know. But at the end of the day, like you have a major and you have an objective.
Yeah.
To where you sort of have to ground yourself enough to where you can explore these interests without going like super far into just the dark woods of
all the other fun classes.
Yeah, like Russian literature or something.
I would love that. That would be so fun. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Let's see. Is it... Oh, no. This is deep.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Is it possible for a human to fathom the true depths of reality and existence?
Oh, God. Wait, can you restate the question?
Is it possible for a human to fathom the true depths of reality and existence?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really say that because I haven't done it myself, clearly. But it would be very difficult just because there's so much to it. Like, literally, I don't know. I believe that, like, everything's interconnected, right? Reality and existence, those are very, like, abstract terms. But that's the thing. They embody so much. Like, I would argue that both of those are literally infinite. Like, an infinite number of things could comprise reality and existence. So I don't think the human brain could grasp all of the, like, literally endless things and events and, I don't know, whatever else that comprises reality and existence. And if they do, it would be very, very difficult, and they would probably be very traumatized individuals.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, on that note, in terms of things like science, especially with like space and our place in the universe and stuff, at some point you're going to burn out. Some things unexplained don't harm anybody, but I feel like we as just a human species always want to know more, and sometimes knowing more isn't necessarily bad, but trying to explain the unexplained isn't necessarily
necessary either.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine if you try to explore these things. Obviously, if you're a scientist, that's your job. But
if you're curious, go for it. But
yeah, go ham, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, if it's exactly. If it's interesting, go for it. But like, if you're gonna torture yourself doing it and come out the other end feeling worse than before, then like, you know what? It's fine. Don't. Like I don't know. The one thing that comes to mind for me is like human cloning. Or like, you know, like those kind of like really strange avenues that science could take. It's like, could we technically do it? Yes. Should we? No. Don't do that. Human cloning, and then also like the whole like designer babies thing. No. It's like, yes, we could do it. That does not mean we should do it. Human curiosity is endless, but there are moral boundaries. Please stay within those.
Like, adopt a kid if you want.
I know.
Like,
you can like, oh my god. I don't know. It's just so unsettling to me. Like, cause it's testing out technology, but when it's applied to humans, it's like, this is affecting so much. Like, the main thing is like what. So they're talking about. I don't know, I'm kind of making this a whole tangent, but like the main argument is that we can make like a better human species, quote unquote, right? First of all, there's a whole book as to why that's a bad idea, but second of all, then it brings up the question like, what are favorable traits? And then, you know, there's a whole like, there's racism, and then there's like this and like that, and there's just so much that can go wrong with that. Like, I don't want to touch any like genetic modification in humans ever.
Yep.
So that's Armbridge's hot take on genetic modification.
Scary.
How did we get here?
Science?
Science.
Or something. Exploring the unexplored, I guess.
In the spirit of the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. By what standards do you judge yourself? On a slightly lighter note.
Productivity? Nowadays it's productivity.
Mm-hmm.
So at least on social media, right? Like, I have followers that are from another country and that are doing things every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have people at home that are like moving into university, doing things with their university. So sometimes I just like, I put it on myself, like, oh, today I didn't really do anything, while someone else might have done something else. And it's like, it's not so much, it just kind of started, I guess, in like high school, obviously, because people do things. They found organizations, they found clubs, they do things outside of school, and sometimes I would be like, oh, am I not doing a lot of those things? Am I not ambitious? And in that time I was thinking that, it's like, oh, I could have done whatever I wanted, but I was so caught up in trying to compare myself in that sense. Yeah, so even now it's still kind of difficult, but I guess when I get to college it'll be
a little bit better, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, I my mind went to the same thing. But I was going to say kind of like, I'm trying to stop judging myself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Based on productivity, because as you said, that's what I've like gauged my self-worth on for so long. And because of that, like, people say good things about us. Like, we're good people, right? And so, like, that sounded more like self-assuring than we're good people, right? No, but, I mean, yeah, fundamentally, like, we're pretty decent people. And the thing is, like, when people would tell me that stuff, or when I would hear from, like, others that, oh, you know, Sonika, you're so blah, 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 or you're so kind, or you're so caring, or, like, compassionate. I don't know, man. I try to be compassionate. That's, like, my main thing. So if I get that compliment, it's like, okay, I'm doing good. But, no, even when people would tell me that, I would still have, like, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe you think that, but I'm, like, not that great, trust me. And the reason was because I'm comparing by two entirely different metrics. Like, someone's judging how good of a person I am based on my values and how I treat, like, other people, versus I'm measuring myself based on how much I'm doing. And that's just, like, it's such a messed up metric to, like, measure your self-worth on, because obviously you're not always going to be super, like, productive. Like, if you're in a bad mood, that's going to affect your productivity, even if you try to push through it. If, you know, like, something happens in life, God forbid, that's going to affect your productivity, but that doesn't change your self-worth, right? So, I'm trying to measure it more on just very, like, abstract terms. Like, am I being a good person? Am I learning from things? Like, rather than productivity, it's did I learn something? And if I did, then I'm doing good. So that's what I'm trying to shift towards. But as you said, productivity is kind of the unhealthy place we're at.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If all your memories were erased, like, right now, what kind of person would you be?
Blank. I've been talking about being a blank slate for, like, the past 3 episodes. But yeah, right? I mean, like, without any input, what would I be? I would just be...
Or if you started...
completely fresh, I would be a giant, like, adult baby.
Or, I mean, or if you were growing up in the time, like, right now, if this was your childhood, maybe that's, like, an easier way to, like, sort of rephrase the question?
What do you mean, like...
I don't know, because I feel like my brother grew up with a lot of... Because he's 5 years younger than me, so I feel like he grew up with a lot of resources. And just a lot of... he was exposed to, like, technology earlier and stuff. And he got into, like, certain hobbies at an early age. So... and I know that, like, raising children now is different from when I was a child. Like, for sure, it's, like, totally different. And the values that we have as a society have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah, let's say in the past 20 years, right?
Yeah. So, like, what would I be like now if I were...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can... I don't know if it's, like, easy to conceptualize.
I don't think it's super hard, because me and my brother, I'm thinking of making him a podcast guest next week, actually. This should be fun. Yeah, dude, siblings. But, we both, like, we have a pretty big age gap. Like, I'm significantly older than my brother as well. And we're both raised by the same parents, but we still turned out pretty different. So, I imagine I would probably be a little bit like him, if anything. I don't know, maybe because, like, girls and boys kind of have a different, like, dynamic and different, like, social... I don't know, like, you learn things from your friends, right? So, maybe since I'm a girl, I would learn a little differently from my mostly female friend group that I'm presuming I would have. But wow, no, I'm really overthinking this. But I feel like, yeah, like, in terms of, like, core values and, like, what I give importance to, I probably would resemble my brother a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm not sure. If I were the... I guess I'm going to say, like, if I were the younger sibling, I'm not really sure. Because I feel like a lot of things that my brothers have done, or that they've made choices about, have been because I was there. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's also true. And we have... a lot of their interests come from, like, you.
Oh yeah, one of my brothers joined debate, so I don't know if that has to do with
that.
But, like, I don't know about their personalities. Obviously, like what you said, they have different friends and they're boys, right? So that's, like, different. But I don't know. I don't know what it would be like, because... I
don't either. There's just so much that goes into, like, forming a person.
Yeah.
I can't conceptualize, like, what I would become like.
And there's just, like, a preconceived, not, like, hierarchy, but, I mean, like, they know they're the younger siblings. I know I'm the older sibling. I know that my parents told me I have certain responsibilities, and I feel like I had to sort of, not grow up quickly, but I feel like I had to adopt certain
live up to those, yeah.
Because of, like, the fact
and
that
the whole eldest daughter trope.
Yeah, dude. The immigrant parent, Asian daughter.
It's not false at all.
Yeah, I don't think I can imagine it, really.
I don't think so either. There's so much to it, like... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And,
well...
with that, I think that's our last question.
Yeah.
So we're going to conclude today's episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us for 2 parts of a very vocabulary-based song review and ranking. Be sure to check out our website, armbridgepodcast.card.co, for the Spotify playlist. We'll be putting one up for this episode. And we will see you next Tuesday with another episode. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.